Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So, in today's Christmas movie review, I'm going to be talking about the movie The Nativity Story. It came out in 2006 and it stars Oscar Isaac as Joseph and Keisha Castle Hughes as Mary. And it's just, the subject is in the name of the title. The Nativity Story is a movie about the birth of Jesus. And it also covers the birth of John the Baptist as well. A couple of things that I like about the movie. That's how my reviews go. I really love the cast of this movie, and especially the actress that plays Elizabeth. And one of the things that I found was interesting while I was looking up the cast is the actress that plays Mary's mother is Palestinian and was born in Nazareth, and you can't get more like spot on than that. I just thought that was interesting because I did not know that she was born in Nazareth. But yeah, one of the things that was like really a highlight to me was how it really emphasized the reality of them living under Roman occupation and like how oppressive and violent it was. And it's such a great picture into, later when Jesus is an adult and how he challenges, you know, the authority. And, you get like the backdrop for that type of environment that he will then challenge when he's an adult. And I love the relationship, between Elizabeth and Zechariah and how they're depicted, especially because if you are familiar with different Bible stories of women who were considered like barren and never had kids, there was a lot of social stigma on them. And in the Old Testament, you would often see where a man would like take a second wife to give him children. But I love how once you get to the story of Elizabeth and Zechariah, that's not the case. They are just, an older couple. She never had kids, but now in this moment, they're being blessed with a child and they have John the Baptist. So I just love that. And the actors, I think, play off of each other really well. And one of my favorite parts of this movie is the depiction of Mary by the actress Keisha Castle Hughes. And I think it helps that she was actually a teenager at the time of the movie playing Mary, because it definitely informs her performance as like this young person who all of these things are like happening to her and she doesn't quite know how to process all of them. And I also like how it depicted, her home life. They were living in, extreme poverty, a house full of people that they could barely support. And like her character has like all these side hustles, which I thought was interesting. Like she's selling cheese and she's watching other people's children. Like she's doing a whole bunch of different things to try and like supplement the income of her household. And like I said, I think that definitely drives home the reality of the poverty that they were living in. And I just like how she's presented as a very real person with fears, but she was obedient to God and she trusted Him. And I also like how Joseph is pretty much depicted in the same way, just a really good man, but a man that's like aware of the life that they are living in Nazareth. And again, obedient but not perfect is how I would describe both of their portrayals in this movie. And just as soon as Gabriel told both of them separately, hey, this is what's about to go down, they both locked in. And it's just, I love that depiction of how they're like, yep, we're good, we got it. Also, I really like the interactions between Mary and Elizabeth in this movie, because you definitely get one, a sense that they were pretty close. If because Mary goes to go see her, and you know you get this backdrop that this is a very close familial tie. I love that Elizabeth is like this older woman who's able to encourage Mary, because they're in very similar, you know, predicaments and similar circumstances, and she gives Mary just like the reassurance and encouragement that she needs to, you know, fulfill her purpose in delivering Jesus. But yeah, just their whole interaction as cousins was really wonderful to see. And then Mary and Joseph together in the movie, I like how it kind of depicts them as like these people from like the small town who are going on a journey to the big city. Like that, it gives those vibes in the sense that when they are taking the trip to Bethlehem from Nazareth for the census, it gives the vibes of like people who've never left their hometown before, and this journey and experience that they go on, and knowing that at any time it could be the time for her to go into labor. But yeah, so they're like this, couple that's going on this journey to like the big city, and like especially the part where they get to Jerusalem and like Joseph is excited, like, look, it's Jerusalem, the holy city. But then I also like how it shows that he gets mad when he sees that they're doing selling outside the temple, because it's just a really cute foreshadowing to like what Jesus does when he gets to Jerusalem and sees them selling at the temple. I thought that was great. But I also like how, like earlier in the movie, you get to see how Mary is apprehensive about being put in this arranged marriage with Joseph. But over the course of this trip, they really grow to respect each other and have friendship and genuine respect. And just sharing, their fears over what type of parents they'll be for Jesus, the Son of God. And it's just wonderful how you see it progress, and especially when they do get to Bethlehem and the urgency of Joseph trying to find a place for her to give birth. I mean, the way he just picks her up off the donkey, and it's just like, I like that it shows, realistically how you would be reacting if your wife was in labor and you had no idea where she was going to give birth. Like, I don't know. It's a really great scene. Uh, but yeah, so I think that pretty much covers all the highlights of the things I like about the Nativity story. I love watching it at Christmas time. And just like final thoughts, it just feels like, movies just always feel like they get more and more relevant as time goes on. And just the depiction of them as a family. They are living in poverty, they come from a poor town. At some point, which is depicted in the movie, they have to be immigrants themselves in another country. They have to go to Egypt. And it's just interesting because they, like I said, the way Mary and Joseph are depicted, they're depicted as such genuine, good people, righteous people. And it just kind of sets it up for, of course, those would be the two people who would raise Jesus to be the man that Jesus was, with all of his compassion. Because it's like, even though, in the Christian tradition, we believe in the divinity of Christ, their depiction of Mary and Joseph, I think, amplifies all the wonderful parts of Jesus's humanity. But yeah, so this video will be going up Christmas week, so Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates. And I know I mentioned in another video that I was going to be moving to New Year's Eve. Officially, after this video, my review will be moving to New Year's Eve. So like I said, Merry Christmas and thanks for watching.